His time's expired. Gentleman from Ohio.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before yielding 15 seconds to the gentleman from Indiana, let me just say this. This idea there's no chance this will pass the Senate, how do we know? We don't know until we send it over there. Maybe Harry Reid will have the courage to bring it up on the floor. We don't know. You know what? Every Friday night when they get ready to play the game, there's always one team that's favored, maybe heavily favored, but they still kick the ball off, they still play the game, and sometimes the underdog wins. In fact, anything of real magnitude that's ever happened, the conventional wisdom was it can't happen. So how do we know? I'm sick of this argument it can't happen in the Senate. We don't know that. If the conventional wisdom always won out, there wouldn't be a United States of America. This is one of those historic moments, and to say this thing can't pass the Senate is just plain wrong. Just plain wrong. And I'll yield now 15 seconds to the I'd be happy to yield.
Here's the question. As you know, this requires that we later pass a constitutional amendment. In fact, between now and August 2nd, we have to pass a constitutional amendment, which of course requires 2/3 in the House. We'll find out by later this evening whether or not this bill will even get 2/3 in the House.
I think it's going to get 218, and we'll send it to the Senate. At some point, we may be able to get 2/3. That's our whole goal.
No, but the point is that
this bill needs 218.
This bill says you can't continue to pay the bills unless between now and August 2nd or whenever we pass a constitutional amendment with the provisions that you have in here.
Well, let me ask
so it'll be a test today whether you can get the 2/3 to change the Constitution in the ways you're talking about.
Reclaiming my time.
The time's controlled by the gentleman from Ohio.
Reclaiming my time.
The chair would ask that.
Is the gentleman from Maryland suggesting that if there's some changes made to the balanced budget amendment in our legislation, that there would be 50 votes in the House to support it on your side?
I've already indicated that there's a conversation to be had with respect to what's a reasonable approach, but that is absolutely not what we're dealing with in this particular bill. As we've debated,
that's good to know that you guys. So what you've got reclaiming my time. So what you're saying is you guys actually think the balanced budget amendment's a good idea and something we need.
We believe, as the President said, the best way for us to balance the budget is to get together and hammer out a deal sooner rather than later.
That's really worked well over the last 40 years. I yield 15 seconds to the gentleman from Indiana.
Gentleman from Indiana.
Mr. Speaker, the American people who may be paying attention